Hey guys, it's Jay the Vanguard player, and here I'm reviewing a deck. So it's my first deck review, so sorry if I kind of fuck up a bit, and you guys think I should probably make some changes, let me know. Sorry if, well, hang on, first, I'm doing my Royal Paladin deck review, and to begin, sorry if, like, that happens. I still have to work on lighting a bit and how to deal with that. No, that doesn't want to fix it. I'll set this down though. So yeah, I still have to work on lighting and issues like that, but yeah, I'll be doing my Royal Paladin deck. So to start is my starter, Shining Knight Millis. He comes in the Royal Paladin starter deck. Comes in the Royal Paladin G starter deck. Very important card to get. It is the starter. Its skill is to counterblast 1, soul charge him, and you can search the deck for grade 2. In new Royal Paladin meta, grade 2s are like your primary. So, yeah. Unless you play Seekers or Sanctuary Guardians. Or Jewel Knights. I don't really know what Jewel Knights run. Okay. Then, the most common card in new Royal Paladin meta that isn't Seekers or Jewel Knights. Blue Sky Knight Altmile. Right now I only run 3. I really want to make it 4, but... oh, shit. I haven't had time to do that. He is an amazing card in my opinion. So, his skill, Counterblast 1 when he's strode on, and you can call up to 2 cards from your hand to rear guard, to 2 separate rear guards, and you can give 2 units 5,000. Now it says up to, so you can only call 1, still give 2 units 5,000, which is kind of dumb. Yeah. Oh yeah, Shining Knight Millis' skill is a Generation Break 1, or Generation 1. His other ability, which is a Generation 2 ability, when on your turn, your entire front row gets extra 5,000. So, it's really nice. It kind of is like suppressed power. New Royal Paladin meta to me seems to be give Royal Paladins a lot of power. So, yeah. Moving on to them. Next up is the backup card, which I'm going to throw away if I don't, when I get my next Blue Sky Knight Altmile, which is just him in case I need a new card to stride on. He's an okay unit to run, not my favorite, but Millardus Knight Merism. I also pretty much use him as throwaway stride material. His first skill, Soul Blast 1 when he's placed on Vanguard. If you pay the cost, you can choose 1 card from your hand and call it to rear guard, and then choose one of your units against 5,000. It's pretty much like Blue Sky Knight Altmiles, except there's a cost, and... oh no. Except the cost is different. You don't have to stride, and it's only 1 card. And then his other skill is... jeez, I'm really shaky. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 when this unit attacks a Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for 1 grade 2 and call it to rear. That is a good skill in my opinion. I think this could be very helpful for making plays. Sadly, I wish it was part rear guard skill, but it's not. I only run 1 copy of him. I used to run 2 until I got my other Blue Sky Knight Altmile. Now, this is the other true backup to Blue Sky Knight Altmile. Or, well, I'm going to show 2 cards, which would kind of work, which would be Sanctuary Guard Dragon. He comes in the Rise to Royalty set, which came out like a few years ago. I think it was the first legendary set. I might be wrong. A very nice card in my opinion. I'm happy that they're bringing this back, Sanctuary Guard. I'm sure if I ever complete my Altmile deck, I'll change to a Sanctuary. I'll make a separate Sanctuary Guard deck, because I have some nice units I'd like to run, but sadly, the units in this deck are too precious to me to change out, so, yeah. Sanctuary Guard Dragon's a limit break card. I don't see too many of those in meta, unless it's, like, really powerful card, like, fuck. Drawing a blank. The one that attacks the entire front row, Vermilion. God, I'm dumb. Vermilion. Or, like, Dragonic Overlord. Oh, never mind. Dragonic Overlord. I'm stupid. But, yeah, like, Vermilion. I don't see too many Ezzles anymore unless you have, like, the Stride unit. But, anyways, his limit break is that he gets 3,000 for each grade 1, rear guard. And when he's placed on Vanguard, you can discard a Royal Paladin from your hand and search your deck for it to 1 grade 1, call it to rear. He also has the Lord skill, so if you have, like, Novell, it's a big disadvantage for him if you get off his skill, which is kind of difficult. But very nice card. It can get a lot of power. It's a really nice unit. I like running it. Then, and I also only run them for a certain reason, which I'm going to show in a second. I also run Sanctuary Guard Garnianton? I don't know how to pronounce this card's name. It's a very nice unit. Same effect, except it's a GB1. So yeah, and it's not limit break. And then he also has a rear guard effect, which is counter boss 1 for 3,000. So he's a pretty decent rear guard if you really need one. It's a grade 3. But I mostly throw him with Stride Material, or if I can't get Alt Mile, or him, I'll use him. Also, they work extremely well. I should have gone over Stride units first. With another card. I'm just going to show this now. Holy Dragon Sanctuary Guard Regalia? I said that wrong. Oh, wow. Regale, yeah. Holy Sanctuary Guard Regale. Super nice card. If your heart card is a Sanctuary Guard Dragon, so either of these two would work, which is why I like running them. I'd rather get more of him, though. Sanctuary Guard Dragon, instead of Sanctuary Guard, wait. Oh, no, not even Sanctuary Guard Dragon, just Sanctuary Guard. Your entire front row gets 3,000 for each grade 1 or less rear guard. I'll show you a nice way to use this card if you prefer to run Sanctuary. I've seen some nice combos, and I've made some nice ones myself. When I'm at my tournament, I use my friend's Sanctuary Guards for that in case I cannot get all my own. Then the last thing is just a nice Stride throwaway or, okay rear guards, I guess. Not preferred as Vanguard. Dignified Silver Dragon, I run 2 of him, and he gets 5,000 as Vanguard as a limit break, which is kind of shitty, but 2,000 as rear guard when he attacks, as long as I have Royal Paladin Vanguard. So that's an okay skill. It just means you get 12k attacker, which isn't the best thing, but yeah. Now on to grade 2s, the important part of this video. Yes, and I really do mean the important part. Actually, wait. Before I get to grade 2, I'll go over the rest of my grade 4s, only because they involve a lot of things. Shrouded Divine Knight Gabel, or Gablade. He's a really nice unit. When his attack hits, you can search your deck for a grade 2 and call it a rear guard. It's a nice unit. It works obviously well with Alt Mile. Recommendation, just buy 2 of the Royal Paladin decks if you really want to get 2 Stride units, 4 Alt Miles, and 4 Perfect Guards. I didn't do it that way, obviously, but yeah. It's still pretty nice to have him as 2, and he's really nice. He will trim out your deck, though, kind of fast. Then the last card is obviously Aerial Divine Knight Alt Mile. I don't have a lot of Stride units. I use What's-His-Face, where if you have a full field, counterblast 2 when he attacks and your opponent takes a damage. I really like using him. Sadly, I don't run him. And also, I run Blizzos if I need Stride units, but for, like, G-Assist or just needing to Stride to get more cards in hand, I'm just not going to show them. I have 3 of them at my personal disposal. But, Aerial Divine Knight Alt Mile skill is, when you stride him, you flip another copy of him. That's why I only have 2, plus he's kind of hard to get for me, as I had to trade away, that grade 4, the good one, for, Genesis. But anyways, you basically counterblast a copy of him, and your entire front row will get 3,000 when they attack. Plus, when he's placed, if you have 2 GB units flipped, which you most likely will, because all you have to do is a Stride, then use his skill, which will give you 2. I'm assuming that can work. If that doesn't work, let me know. I'm pretty sure it does, though. You can search your deck for grade 2, call it rear guard, and that gets 5,000. Really nice cards, in my opinion. Especially with Alt Mile, if you need to rebuild field, it works really well for a lot of power. I'm going to take a break here, because I don't want to spend a minute talking about 1 grade 1. So on to the next, so we'll be continuing the next part. I don't know why I said that. I forgot that I can make videos into 1. So yeah, anyways, on to grade 2s, and we'll be talking about Negative Twin Sword. I'd rather always run 4. Another good reason to buy 2 starter decks to get 2 copies of him. He's a really nice unit. He's one of the Counterblast when boosted cards. If you haven't seen those, it's like a new archetype that all clients get. Very nice unit in my opinion. So what you want to do with him is attack when he's boosted. Counterblast 1, search your deck, and call out a grade 2 to rear guard. There are some nice combos that you can make with him, which I will show you in a few seconds, or not in a few seconds, later, after I go for like all my grade 2s. Sorry. But, really nice card. He works extremely well. I'll just show him the unit now. Knight of Reform Peer. Yeah, if you haven't seen this card, I mean, it's kind of obvious that they work well together. They have the same red hair. They both use 2 swords. But, yeah. I'll go over that in a little while, but, yeah. I only run 2 copy. Preferably want to run 4. By the way, this deck will revolve a lot around your grade 2s, as that is the new kind of archetype for the alt-mile set, like, deck. Now, Knight of Referment Benezzo? Yeah, Benezzo. I'm saying the name's terrible, but, Knight of Referment Benezzo. I think that's how it's pronounced. So, he's a really nice card, especially with Knight's Twin Sword. So, let's say you can only get off, with alt-mile skill, like, 2 units, and you need them, and you can't get another grade 2. Knight of Benezzo is a really nice card, because let's say you attack with him first and use the skill, call Knight of Benezzo. When Knight of Benezzo is played on rearguard, and it's not just from like hand or anything, if you have a grade 3 of alt-mile, which is why this deck revolves around alt-mile, you counterblast 1, soul blast 1, search your deck for a grade 2 and call it to rearguard. That unit will also get a plus 2000. This works extremely well if you're attacking, if you've already attacked, and then you attack with Vanguard and call another unit, you can get another unit to attack with, or if you need another grade 2. And a good grade 2 to work with Benezzo, besides him, if you're just trying to build a field. I don't know. Oh wait, best combo by the way. Play Benezzo with alt-mile's effect, then use his skill to get Knight Twin Sword. It works amazing. And then when you use Knight Twin Sword, pull out another Knight of Benezzo. Pull another Knight of Twin Sword. Kind of obvious. Or another unit that just has a lot of power, or can get you another card that can let you call another card. It's a good repeat move, in my opinion. The goal for Knight of Benezzo is to run 4, and I already know what units I would take out for him. So yeah. Very important cards to the deck. Now, this is probably one of the most important cards in the... Oh, sorry, it's on the camera. Royal Paladin setup. Tech Gall. If you have not seen Tech Gall yet, which he kind of shows off, I think, twice in the show, he shows off when Aerial Divine Knight alt-mile is first used in the show by Shion. And I was like, oh, he's a grade 2? I was so confused. His skill is really nice. So, you Soul Blast 1, it is a GB1, as, oh yeah, both of the 2 knights I just showed are GB1s, but, anyways. Tech Gall skill to GB1, Soul Blast 1, rest him, a unit in the same column as him gets the amount of power that he has. I love that skill because basically he's a grade 1 where he gets counterblast use a boost, which will work extremely well if you have Knight of Benezzo and you already have Knight Twin Sword on the field, or you don't really need any other units and you just want to get a booster on the field. Call him out. He gets an extra 2,000 because of Knight of Benezzo. This is going to be a nice 9k attack on its own, unless you have other effects in play. So yeah. I at least want to get 2 copies of Tech Gall, maybe 4. I definitely want more. I cannot stand running 1. Sadly, my only copy I got is from Soul Strike set, which I actually have a poster of right there. Yep, I won that. I feel very achieved. I think I turned on the 3D there, because I recorded my 3DS. Hopefully that won't show up. It's a problem. Probably will. Skillful Knight Jeddah. Thanks. Jed. Yeah. Skillful Knight Jed. I'm really dumb. One of my favorite units also comes in Soul Strike. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, hits the Vanguard, you can choose one of your other rear guards and it gets 5,000 power. I run 2 of them because I got 2 of them. I would probably replace one using a Tech Gall or Benezzo if I really wanted to. But it's really nice to have a unit like that, especially if you're playing against people that don't know what he does. I remember I was playing against somebody I'd never versed my Royal Paladin deck before, and I was landing Benezzo attacks because they would always guard that one. They wouldn't guard that one, and they would save the power for my bigger attack, which is coming with my rear guard that just got 5,000, not understanding how he got 5,000. So yeah, Benezzo, nice unit, if you want to add on more power, which is what Royal Paladin does. And it's not like 2,000, no, it's not like 1,000 more power, no, it's like 5,000 to 3,000. It's like 2,000 to 5,000 power. Besides that, I run 2 copies of Absolute Blade Knight Labyrinth. I had to take out some his copies for other cards. I might change that because I like running him, I guess. I only use him for 1 or 2 moves, and that is Vanguard. I'll use him for Vanguard and maybe a rear guard if I really have to. But besides that, your rear guards will most likely want to be him, and obviously him. Fuck. Yeah, I've already showed him. But yeah, the 4 first I showed. Those are kind of what you want to have as your rear guards, not Absolute Knight, Lazal, or other grade 3s. Other 10Ks. Moving on to that, this is just a unit I run for multiple reasons. Blaster Blade. He is an all-time classic. I will probably be sadly taking him out and hopefully putting him in a different Royal Paladin deck because I love Blaster Blade a lot. If you don't know his skill by now, you kind of suck if you haven't been playing since the beginning. It's just Counterblast 2 when he's played on Vanguard, retired opponent's unit. If he's played on Rearguard, has to be grade 2 or higher. I use him if I have to play him on Vanguard because it's a nice skill. And he has an okay call to Rearguard skill. Preferably, I think I'm going to take him out for my next copies of Labyrinth and Beziel or Tekdal. Moving on them to the grade 1s, which I can hopefully go over fast. I think I'm going to spend a lot of time on Trigger. Lavora Knight Silkus. Yeah, I said that name wrong. I have a signed one which I really like, but these are basically just the Stride support cards for Alt Mile. I either use them to get Alt Mile into my hand, or just Stride Assist, because that's nice. And I do Stride a lot in this deck. Now onto the card I told you about before, Pier. Pier is probably one of my favorite cards because whenever a grade 2 is placed on Rearguard and you have a Vanguard named Alt Mile in the name, the units in this column will get 2,000. If you play this outright, his column can get a lot of power. Moving on to that. So yeah, that's a combo of a Twin Sword, especially if you get like double stands. I run 2 copies. Oh yeah, I also want to make that 4 copies, or 3 at least. Knight of Shield Bash. I only run him as a nice first turn rear guard, or if I have to use Sacred Dragon, because they get 2,000 whenever they attack the Vanguard, and it's not a GB1 skill or anything like that. So that means, like I said before, with this card, my entire front row gets 3,000 for each grade 1. I like to pull a combo where they're up there. I have 3 grade 1s in the back. That's 15 power to the entire front row. What? I'm recording. I'm recording. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. He's a really nice unit to use, for rearguard. So yeah, that's kind of why I run him, or it's early game. Next up, 4 of these. Good old bitches, which you can get from, good old Sentinels, which you can get from buying the deck twice. I have a friend who just gave me 2 copies because he doesn't use them, and I was like, oh, thanks, man. They're nothing special. I'd rather have the ones where you can also put damage. Now, Milky Way Unicorn, probably replacing this. It's a nice 10k boost, if you have the GB1 skill. And then just 3 AK copies of Flex. I really like to hold that at what it is because they make nice rear guards. So, yeah. Moving on to... Okay. First trigger, Margot. I run 2 copies. They're the only draw triggers I like to run this deck because, I mean, I'd probably run 4 if I really wanted to, but they're nice because the soul charge give 3,000 to a unit. I love giving power to my units with these. Plus, I like being able to get cards in hand, as with Alt Mile, you call it a lot of cards. Now, the important rearguard trigger is actually a stand trigger. I did not like to run stand triggers until I got this unit. And this card is Inner Rage Angel. Nice unit. Inner Rage. Or, oh no, Encourage Angel. I'm dumb. Encourage Angel is one of my favorite units because if you get it from a drive check or a draw trigger, it's really nice to be able to play. You use it with Alt Mile, call out one of your rear guards, then call it her. Give 5,000 to a column, and then use her skill, which basically, you choose 2 of your units, give them 3,000, and then shuffle it back into the deck. So that's a preferred skill in my opinion, as that lets you get units onto the field. It puts a stand trigger back in your deck, which I've done a lot, and that's why I like running 4 for multiple reasons. Plus, you can give 3,000 to 2 units. Like I say, I like to build up power. Besides that, though, We only have one copy, sadly, as I'd like to run for Bringer of Dreams, Banus, I believe. And he's a nice unit. If I have alt mile as my Vanguard, has to be grade 3 or greater alt mile, or Carb's alt mile name, and he's in rear guard. When you attack with him, you can put him in the soul. And then when you attack, and if I do, I can choose my Vanguard and it gets 5,000, and I get to draw a card. So that's super nice, like I said. I like really having cards in hand with this deck. It's a nice build-up move. So yeah. Now I'm super big on running crits because I love just critting away the enemy. So I run 5 crits. I made them different. I don't remember why. I think I used to run 4 of each until I started changing my deck around a bit. And I really just like running the... technically I run 6 crits, I guess. I like running the 6 crit combo. I'd love to take out 3 of these and put in 3 more of him, because he's a nice critical trigger. Oh yeah, I also run the 2... If you guys are wondering about why, I run 2 of him and 3 of him. I like having a nice mix of the old and the new in my deck. Reasons. I used to run like 2 Flex and 2 Marins. God. I do the same thing with my heal triggers, but yeah, 4 heals. If you don't like to run heals, that's fine. I don't care, but I prefer running heals, and like I said, I like a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new. They don't do anything. I don't think heal triggers actually do much, but yeah. So that's kind of it with my Royal Paladin deck review. Really nice combo though with our good old friend him. It's just build up your field and then just attack. It's really nice. I love doing this. Same thing goes with him. It's just build up field. It's a nice little boost right there. It's really powerful. I love doing that. Personally, this is Flex, by the way. All 3 of them back. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed my review of my Royal Paladin deck, which I used in my match against my friend. I didn't have all the units that I do right now at the time, but during that match. I hope that you also will enjoy that match. I'll probably put a link to it near the top. Please like this video and subscribe.